I got a lot on my mind today, mostly because I've been spending the last 2 days in. I've been doing all the promotion for Hose Mad, which comes out in a couple of days. And I'm generally feeling really good, but I've been thinking about the song a lot now that I'm producing the content that's supposed to kind of stand up for it. I think this song is a big step for me. It's like a new level in terms of my own confidence in a track and my own confidence in the style that I feel that I've been working towards musically. I think personally it's the most unique of the songs that I have put out so far, in terms of only I could have made this song, and it says something about Sezno that is unique and distinct from everyone else. But it is really bold and fearless, and I think that's why I'm kind of proud of it as a song. It's existed for a little while now, no one else has heard it. And regardless of my confidence in my own work and stuff, bro, the way that people react to this song does mean something to me. I think of it as just I'm really asserting my own voice on that for the first time, or at least I'm trying to. And in the act of trying to come up with a style, this is one of the solutions that I found, this particular song, and it's worth putting out. The thing is, it's kind of a difficult piece of music. It's kind of obnoxious. I'm curious what everybody will hear in it, but I think that's what worries me, is that it seems like a very random song. You could listen to it for the first time and the structure of it is just very unclear. It seems random, it seems spontaneous, and it seems cluttered. But it is that way by design. It's weird because I don't have very much music out. There's no real standard that I've set for myself in terms of what usually exists in my music. This would only be my 4th song number 4, which feels really good to say that out loud, but how much can you know about a person from 4 songs? I'm convinced you can become a fan of somebody from just hearing 4 songs. I think you can. But my first 4 are not going to contain the exceptional ones that convert people for all time. It's I'm still playing a game where I have to add 1 song at a time. And don't get me wrong, I have other songs. I've thought about the next stages, and it's not I release this and I have no more music. I guess I just want to get across that I am thinking about it, and that I've thought about every moment of that song, sincerely. That's what I want to do, because there's a lot of indie music and stuff, but I think a lot of people are focused on being polished and having a perfect mix. And for me, I focused on the songwriting for so long, and I never really was a mixing head, you know what I mean? I was just focused on the material, and what has happened is that the material has gotten good enough now that I feel I want to put it out even if the mixes aren't quote-unquote perfect. Because at a certain point, you just have to drop. If you wait for the perfect mix, it's never going to come, and you just have to allow yourself a jumping off point. A lot of artists that have a long trajectory, their early work is they're clearly working on it still. And I'm allowing myself that because I know that in 3 years, in 5 years, in 10 years, yeah, my stuff will probably sound better. It will probably be mixed better. It'll be arranged better and recorded better, probably. My stuff isn't perfect now, but I'm learning the lessons and working now so that I can improve later on. I'm forcing myself to film something. I'm getting hyped. It's a really good day today. I woke up, checked my Spotify numbers, and for the first time, I've gotten to 100 monthly listeners. That is not much. I'm not flexing, but honestly, it's pretty crazy that it's gotten to this point. That I kind of did everything myself, and now there's actually people on the internet that it's reached. In one of those earlier videos that I did in here, last month sometime, I said I wanted to make January the best month so far, the biggest month so far for just engagement. It's the start of February now, and I can confidently assert that I actually manifested that, and I did that. And like I said, just very early on, but still honestly getting really fired up by people actually connecting with it. I dropped Ho's Mad a few days ago as well, which has been an interesting experience for me because, I don't know, I've been kind of wishy-washy about my confidence in the song, especially in the lead up to it coming out. And I had like one day where I was like pretty anxious about it, and it was gonna come out. Like, there was nothing I could do to prevent it coming out at that point, but you know, I had the obligatory like, oh my god, are people gonna like this? I snapped out of it once it came out, but I feel like I took a risk. I kind of did something bold with that song, and I'm really excited to see what the promotion cycle for it will do. I've been having a lot of fun just like making videos and stuff. I'm filming this right now as a short of mine is doing decently for the first time in like legitimately like 6 months, maybe like 5 months. I proved to myself that if I want to double my numbers, if I want to triple my numbers in some avenue of my internet presence, I can do that because I did that in January. And all I gotta do is just the same thing, but just level up every single time. And it feels pretty cool to be like leveling up just a little bit, you know? It feels like I've done that. And shit, like we can't stop. We cannot stop. I'm really trying to do this shit all by myself though. If you're one of the 100, one of my first 100 monthly listeners, seriously, thank you. I'm unknown and there's no reason for anybody to support me, really. And I really appreciate that somebody would take time out of their day when they have a finite amount of hours that they could be spending doing anything else, but they stream my music. And that's extremely cool, and I'm really appreciative of that. And I'm not gonna let any of you down. You know, I think I'm still having growing pains and figuring out what's next exactly, but the plan I've been sticking to so far is working, I think. And I'm only gonna keep sending it. You already know what time it is. It's fucking grinding season, bro. I got 4 songs out now. I got a whole new promotion thing. I got my paycheck. Like, things are looking good. I set out to be happy and productive this year. And, you know, I'm not like 100% every day, but I've stuck to it. And I'm actually making progress. It's crazy. I'm liking the pressure that I'm putting on myself. It's like there's 12 months in a year, and now one of those months is done. I'm happy with that 1 month, but really I'm trying to do it exponentially. Really just fired up by the idea of like, where will I be at in 3 months, in 6 months? It's a long way away. A lot has to happen, but we're gonna keep going forward, dude. I had the craziest day yesterday. It caught me completely off guard, but it was the most successful single day on YouTube that I've ever had. And for that matter, on social media as a whole. Again, it completely caught me off guard, but this like short that I had scheduled, and one of among like 40 or something that I had scheduled in one day a couple days back. And I've been getting like no momentum on YouTube Shorts, and suddenly this one just like entered the algorithm and reached like thousands of people. Anything can be 4-4. I mean, like not like everything, don't come after me. But sometimes you can take an irregular pattern that doesn't sound like 4 at all. But you put it into a frame of 4 and it sounds super cool. Display the substance I lack. I made the whole track, made it clear, made the host mad that I hold dear. And if you hear it through a phone screen, this is old news. I am no brute, don't let your ego get bruised. The acquisitions were kind of crazy. Like, I doubled my YouTube subscribers, so if you're one of those people, welcome. Extremely grateful for you and happy to have you. I'm like really fired up because this video to me was like a very important step. I feel like there's a lot that I learned from the reaction to this video about my audience and my potential for building an audience, where I think for the first time I truly reached a lot of the right kind of people, which were honestly like fans of rock that maybe play music themselves but have an interest in music theory or more complicated music. What really impressed me and surprised me was that there were numerous comments that mentioned this very specific artist that influenced me when I was making the song, because the video is about Ho's Mad. And there's a section in there where I deliberately tried to make a riff like a Meshuggah style riff, because I love Meshuggah these days and it's really influencing the way that I write. In the video, I demonstrated a concept that is of course associated with Meshuggah, the truncation into 4/4 of an irregular riff, so that you have like a steady head nod. But I didn't mention Meshuggah by name at all, or any of the other bands that I felt were associated with it, like King Crimson. System of a Down is absolutely another one that I had in mind. Though, interestingly, not Rage Against the Machine, which a lot of people mentioned. That was by far the one that was named the most. Probably because of my cadence and my flow and the way that I was rapping on it. But I guess I didn't really have Rage in mind when I was doing it. But I love Rage, and this video kind of made me realize that I really do sound like Rage when I make a song like that. I don't think I ever consciously understood that until today. It was really crazy to me because it reached enough people. It got to like 17,000 views or something. It just was a big enough ecosystem that the comment section was really active, and some of the comments were getting liked a lot and getting responded to, and most of it pertained to talking about the music. That's what really fired me up. Like, it was a discussion about the different bands that influenced it, the different techniques, the ways in which different bands use these techniques. Just the video clearly encouraged people to make like relevant observations that are the ones that I actually want people to be making. Or that those are the things that I think are interesting about my music and maybe like make it a little different. And I want to show people that I do think about music in these ways. I guess I just underestimated people. I just didn't expect that like people would be able to understand it on those terms, and clearly so many of them. It was clearly like music theory YouTube, but like those are kind of the people that are gonna like my music, I think. And it was really validating to just like receive that energy. Because like I've mentioned, like I was kind of nervous about Ho's Mad initially. It's been out for like a week now. Right before it came out, I was like, I don't know, this is too much, like, I'm feeling a little nervous about this, because all I had to go off of was the reaction to Back Then, which is a lot simpler of a song, and, you know, it's people telling me that, like, oh, your voice sounds nice on this or something, and Ho's Mad is entirely different. But the reaction to Ho's Mad and the fact that, like, the reception was, like, uniformly positive, which is crazy. There's practically no hate on that video at the moment. I mean, I would try not to let it bother me even if there was. But people took it seriously, and I've never really had my music get taken seriously by more heavier circles of music before. The fact that it's just organically led people to associate it with Meshuggah and with System of a Down and King Crimson, Tool came up, Limp Bizkit came up. It does kind of sit in that world, I guess, or adjacent to it, and that was just openly clear to people. This, to me, is proof that this is going to work. I really think this is going to work. It's going to take a lot of time, but if something that I make reached that many people, and there was a genuine discourse about music that emerged, and people took me seriously and didn't clown me or anything like that, it just feels really good. And I know that this can work now. I kind of knew this before, but like, I haven't been doing this for this long. This month marks basically 5 months since I've begun proper promotion. I've had one other YouTube short get to this level, or near this level, where it just reaches like a couple thousand people and there's like some comments. Weirdly enough, that was my first video. So when people saw it, there was nothing else for people to kind of discover, nothing to like look into. If they went on my channel, they would have found the audio for repetition, but now it's 5 months later, I have 2 music videos, a visualizer for another song, I have 4 songs, a number of vlogs, a number of essays, and generally my face is just on more stuff. And this day was like kind of recognition that's like, okay, like I have set myself up for success gradually, and I'm only continuing to do so, and I'm very early on, but basically the things that need to happen are in place. They just need to get improved, and there's just got to be more songs. And with more songs, people will get a better idea of like who I am and what I'm about. I promise you I'm taking this shit seriously, and like I'm already prepping the next song. Like we're literally doing this. Like I have music to show people. I want to know what you guys think about it so I can get even better. Like my life at the moment is not, there's nothing dramatic about it. There's nothing cinematic about it, you know? I stay at home a lot. I make a lot of music. I do a lot of promotion, so I do a lot of like video editing. And about 4 times a week, I go downtown to clock into my part-time job. And when I'm there, it's like nobody knows me as a musician, you know? It's like they know that I play music, but nobody knows me as Sezno. I'm not part of their like internet world. It's kind of difficult to see like externally like how, the progress that I'm actually making, because really like I'm not around that many people right now. That's going to change, and there's some updates coming on that is what I'll say. I think it's easy to feel like the progress is slow. I don't really have any expectations about what the speed of growth will be. But at this point now I know that growth is only going to happen, but I just can't stop. And, you know, I have to be on top of my shit, and I have to be excellent, because, like, I want this to be my job. I'm good at this, so I'm gonna get paid to do it. Nah. My routine is just, like, I go into work, and, you know, even while I'm clocked in at my job, because I need short-term money, there's, like, a TikTok video out, or there's a new YouTube short out. And while I'm clocked in, those are doing the work in terms of getting me some likes and some subscribers, and hopefully just like trying it out on different people and seeing who connects with it. And it feels really good to like clock out at the end of the day and go on my phone, and I've got some comments and I've got some subscribers. It actually feels like there are people consuming the music now. It's a small amount of people, but it can only grow from here. Here we go.